You know what? There we go. Good lord. Oh, look at him fly! What is crack-a-lackin', everybody? Did I scare you there? Wait, hold on. We'll do it again. We'll do it all romantic like. What is crack-a-lackin'? It's JT, the OCG, coming to you from the place to be. Your vagina! Anyways, we're gonna come. Oh boy. We're horrible. Let's go and look at every system here first. We will start to Siba. I don't know what Siba is. Or is it Saiba? Saiba is a standard Neptune-type gas giant. The upper cloud decks of its hydrogen-helium atmosphere tinted a dramatic blue by traces of methane. Oh, we can survey. Hey, we got some helium. Alright, so the next one up is... Oh, he's all the way over here. Canrum. Canrum is a small rocky world with a trace atmosphere of methane and krypton. Its surface is mainly composed... Oh, I gotta do that in David Attenborough's voice or something. Its surface is mainly composed of magnesium and silicates with deposits of carbon. Canrum was the site of the warlord Shiagar's defeat by Turian peacekeeping forces during the Krogan rebellions. While this band was not especially powerful, Shiagar was a female warlord and one of the few remaining fertile females at that. She had, through viciousness and cunning, parlayed her unique value into a position of power. Krogan males competed for the right to join her band and lie with her. While Shiagar's death was announced, vengeful male Krogan admirers near and far swore blood oaths against the participating Turian crews. In the end, however, several thousand of the Turian participants were killed in open combat or through assassination. To this day, many Krogan proudly proclaim that they have the blood of Shiagar. How was that? How was my David Attenborough? One of my heroes. I love David Attenborough. And this one's all the way over here. Thayar. Thayar is a large gas giant with traces of chlorine and sodium in its atmosphere. Ooh, a lot of salt. It also has a significant amount of water vapor in the clouds of its upper atmosphere. Thayar was struck by an asteroid at least 12 kilometers in diameter within the last 100 years. The superheating caused by the impactor's atmospheric passage created a large bank of vicious storms along the equatorial band. Okay. You know what? And I just actually sat here and go, why am I here? Why am I here? Met Ghost.
Message coming in.
Oh, here we go.
Patching it through.
General distress call from the Sacred Angel Medical Transport. Critical system failure. Losing power. An emergency landing. Argos. Communications failing. Life support and emergency transponder. Won't last. Please hurry.
Level 2 heat hazard. Metgos is a large terrestrial planet with an atmosphere of carbon dioxide and nitrogen. Not good. We cannot stay out for... cannot EVA way for at least... I think we can EVA for maybe 5 seconds. Its hot surface is mainly composed of nickel with deposits of potassium and heavy metals. Yeah! Heavy metal! It is a mineralogical treasure trove with concentrated heavy elements constantly being brought to the surface by volcanic activity. Metgos is inhospitable and dangerous, and expeditions must be well prepared to survive any length of time. With its high mass, heat-trapping clouds, and constant volcanic venting, Metgos seems pretty well on its way to become a Venetian pressure cooker world. Orbital period 2.8 years. Okay. Well, before we go to Metgos, hold on. Vermelos. Vermelos has a thick atmosphere of nitrogen and helium. Its surface is scorching hot and mainly composed of alumina with deposits of borax. Oh, borax, get your clothes clean. The planet has an extensive network of subterranean caves formed over the millennia by volcanic Volcanic. Why can't I say volcanic? Processes. In these relatively cool areas, some primitive life has developed. Wow, there's life. There's life on it. Okay. But, let's go and land. Whom are we going to take is the question. Well, I say we take Rex, because he could probably survive a little bit longer outside than we can, and we'll take Tally. Well, no. Tally, no. Tally is water-based, so this is like, that's just like torturing her. You know what? I'm gonna bring Caden. I'll bring Caden. And after this, we'll talk to our crew. We haven't talked to our crew for a while. Feel kind of bad about that. Map. Anomaly. Transport. Well, let's look at the anomaly first. Please say it's close here, because I don't want to get out. Oh no. It's all the way up here. Don't hit the lava. Wait a minute. I feel like I will destroy something here. Okay. Alright, get out real quick. Oh my god, look at this. What is that thing? It's not a Krogan, is it? Oh, Turian. While searching the wreckage, you found a very old letter stamped with the Gothis colony insignia. Unfortunately, the text is indecipherable. Alright, get back in! Oh, come on, get back in! Please let us get back in! Whew. Alright. I think we'll stay on these outcroppings. Probably just a little bit cooler on the outcroppings than it is anywhere else. Jump! Oh no! That'd be something if we were stuck like that, huh? Alright. Just rove a little bit. Don't test it. There we go. Boost a little bit just when you need it. I feel like there's going to be a lava trap here somewhere all the time. Oh, there it is. No! Everybody's got their seatbelts on. It's okay. Imagine the headache you must get after you get after you're driving around in this Mako. The headache you must have. Okay. Oh no. Oh my god. Hey. Pretty good, guys. Area map. Now we're gonna go over here. Actually, let's go down here. And I'll probably cut this out of the video. Yeah, we'll cut this out of the video. I'll just basically go down there and see what's up. Wow. Okay, I cannot move at all. Alright, we're back, and all we found was a deposit of mercury. So now we have the transponder, and something tells me this is going to be a trap.
There's the downship. This must be the place.
Careful, Shepard. I've got a bad feeling about this.
I'm right with you, Rex.
Yeah, it's a trap.
Alright, there we go. Oh, there we go. Oh. You know what? There we go. Good lord. Oh, look at him fly! Alright. Good job on the repair, Caden. Is it just... No.
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Let's get moving.
Yeah. Alright, I'm with you, Rex. Alright, but we do have some minerals over here. So that was it. It was just a trap. Thorium deposit. Okay. Hi. It's me again. Alright, let's look at our journal. Oh, we got the squad. Oh, I can go up again. Oh, I got another thing of charm and my spectrum training. An advanced shield boost. That works. Journal, assignments, valuable minerals. Yeah. Hold on. Okay, so that was the distress call. Okay. There we go. We're gonna go here. Ba-ba-da-da-bop. Alright, we'll hold that off for the next there, but we're gonna go work on our squad mates. At ease, son. It's okay. We'll go down. We'll talk to our crew. Girl from Ipanema goes walking and a dun 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 dun. You know, actually, I'm just gonna insert like the standard frickin' elevator music there. All right, let's see if Garrus has anything to say.
Commander, good to see you. You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but
Yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I'll bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
I don't think he's mentioned this before.
What happened? Why were you investigating them?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly.
Okay,
We
we
definitely
definitely
but
didn't hear
not
this.
The numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
So what was it?
Both, actually. But it took us a while to figure that out.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development. But there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
Krogan testicle?
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set.
Oh, they got 4 testicles.
Somebody's making a killing out there.
You know what that means. If Rex gets out of hand, we just kick him in the crotch. Unless, where are his testicles?
What did you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation, to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
Good thinking. Lackeys are always easier to scare.
Exactly. Though in this case it paid off in a different way. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body.
Ooh.
Some of them fresh.
Ooh.
That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
That's sick.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
I mean, this is taking advantage of poor people, but still, you know, if something's too good to be true, it's usually too good to be true. Someone doesn't come like, hey, I'll put an organ in you. It's easy. Don't worry. You'll grow another organ. I take it out of you. I pay you. Yeah, that's when you go, no.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
Yeah, well, we just had an incident like that.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. He just used them to make more organs. They wouldn't listen.
Oh, sorry, Garrus. I agree with them. I mean, the hostages, they weren't dead anyway, right? Because they would, you know, it was horrible that if the organ didn't grow properly, he kept it in them. But if it did grow properly, he did cut it out of them. And so there is discomfort, but it was taken out of them and they were paid. I mean, it's not a great life, but still, it's a life. they could get out of that situation. So I'm sorry, man. I agree with him.
Well, it's not worth the risk. You pursue the vessel and disable it. That's the best choice.
Yeah, exactly.
They sent the military after him, but he got away just the same.
And the big big thing about the civilians.
I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
You know what? We just had a tough choice with Balek, and so you're not wrong, you're not right. It was a tough choice, Garrus. It was a very tough choice.
I suppose I can see both sides. But what's done is done.
I suppose. Can't waste too much time worrying about it now. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salion?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
Garrus. I want justice. You want justice, so give it to me.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
Absolutely, Garrus. I do keep my eye on you, though. You're not like most Turians, but I can't trust you just yet. What about you, Rex?
What do you want, Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes, a meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk.
Something tells me you
We
didn't
met
talk.
at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
Ah. All right, so the Turians are Romulans, which are based on Romans, and the Krogans are based on Klingons, right? Because I think there was a Klingon thing where they had that peace thing, and what was it? It wasn't the Final Frontier. It was the undiscovered country. The last original Star Wars movie, or no, Star Trek movie, and one of the best. Let loose the dogs of war, with the Klingon that would quote Shakespeare.
It sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Oh my God! So not only was he the warlord, he was your father.
Jared was your father?
He was. Until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
God, that's kind of heart-wrenching there, Rex.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Alright, so we got our gear, so let me figure out the gear and then I'll come back.
Oh, before I go, you said you're serving with Commander Shepard now? We saw him on the news here. He's cute. Later, sis.
Tell me you didn't hear that.
I'm cute? What Scar says I'm cute, but okay. Well, it is my piercing blue eyes, I know that.
Afraid I did.
Oh, shoot me now. One of my sisters. That's Sarah, the youngest. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
What about your dad?
Did your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I made chief. First thing he did was salute.
Now that's pretty cool. What about your mom?
What about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while Dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and Dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us, though.
Oh. First of all, a woman that gives up her career to raise children is probably the strongest and most courageous woman on the face of the earth. That's like the hardest freaking job ever. And vital for our survival. So I mean, there's a lot of women nowadays that are sitting there going, who did this freaking we have to work 9 to 5 bull crap? There's not a lot, not most, not a majority, but there are like there's a good portion of them, I guarantee. I know a couple of them that are sitting there going, who the hell fought for this crap? You could have done what the hell you wanted to do. Why'd you make it standard? So they're funny to listen to. I mean, 2 of them that I know of got married, had kids, freaking quit that job, and they're just like, I'm so much happier. They're so much happier. So, and good for them. You know, be what you want to be. And yeah, so her career, I doubt her career was as important as raising 4 kids. But yeah, I know military wives. I hope your mom wasn't like the military wives I knew, with Jody coming around. Let me see. What about your sisters?
You have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
You probably spend a fortune on toilet paper, too. See, I'm not going to say it must be nice. I couldn't imagine living with 4 women. I've never lived with one, really. So, even my mom is kind of like, she has the signs of autism just like myself. So, an autistic woman, not the ones that you see that it's part of their personality where they're like, I'm autistic, I'm so quirky, they're liars. But I'm talking about a real autistic woman. They do have like some very male tendencies because that's the part of the brain. It just becomes like super logic reason man without the the grasp on emotions and that kind of thing. So it's very difficult. It's very difficult if you're a man. It's very difficult if you're a woman to be autistic and to fit in. But it can be done. It can be done. A lot of hard work, but it can be done. So you raised your sisters.
After helping raise them, your sisters still talk to you? Amazing.
That's not what I wanted to say.
Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did, Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid mails, and I'd tell her to relax.
Where were you when this was going on?
I was on active duty. Sarah's graduating high school this year. This was only a couple of years back. They were on Amaterasu. At the time, I was assigned to Chernobog. Same cluster, but a dozen Hellwire away. Close enough to talk regularly, too far to make it back in an emergency. I couldn't afford a fast packet flight.
No means no. Oh my god. Have any of these developers actually had a sexual relationship with a woman? Or have had a shoot your shot? Listen, I know if a woman adamantly says no, it means no. But stuff with everything that has like a zero tolerance kind of thing, like no means no, and talking is sexual harassment or whatever. Well, first of all, sexual harassment, if you're attractive, it's not sexual harassment, it's flirting. If you're not attractive, it's sexual harassment. See? Hey, see? There's always dichotomies. I study human psychology a big time in order to what I just said, being autistic and trying to fit in with you normal human beings, where there's just these nuances and such. And believe me, it's a nuance where there is a certain area where no does mean no, and that is a physical force or cohesion. No, not cohesion. Cohesion. No, what is it? Cohesion. I can't say that damn word. Where you're manipulating somebody for your own ill-gotten gains. So it's not like manipulation, because manipulation can be a good thing or a bad thing. Coercion, that's the bad one. And so if you do that, blackmail, that's another one. Those are bad. But believe me, there's been ones where the woman was like, I don't want anything to do with you, but after, just seeing me be myself and be confident and being all this kind of stuff, it turned around. So that type of thing. But yeah, no means no. And then boys will be boys. That's another one. That's another horrible one. No, boys, boys will be boys. Boys will try to have sex, but when it comes to like force and pressure, from those three things that I've said, then no, that's not either. So, well, you know what? I think that's the paragon, and so I guess it works. So we're gonna go neutral and say something changed.
Sounds like that situation didn't last.
Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed. She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
The police. No, not the police or something like that. He got handsy and she basically dealt with it.
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
Lynn did pistol practice, but didn't like it. She's kind of nervous. Sarah took Aikido. Abby decided to learn the sword. She always was a little weird. Likes big skirts,
I like Abby.
Tops you have to tie her into. They do weird things to her figure, though.
What? Wait a minute. If I'm saying about you, am I talking about skirts and tops you have to tie into, or what was your training? I hope it's your training. I'm kind of hesitant.
So, what did you learn?
Okay, good. Jeez.
One of Dad's friends taught me Marine hand to hand.
Yeah, oh, okay. Not as good as Aikido, I'll tell you that, because I do know Aikido. I also know, oh, I can't remember what it was. It's free flow, it means free flowing. And it's basically, well, Aikido's sort of like that, but Aikido's more of a defensive kind of, like someone punches you, what you're gonna do is you're gonna block their hand coming in with your one hand, your non-dominant hand, your left hand, and then you're gonna smack, well, not smack, but you're just gonna push so their weight goes towards for momentum. That's what you're using. You're always using their strength and momentum against them, and so there you're just gonna push them away and that kind of thing. So that's, but there's a it begins with a G, and I can't remember it right now when I'm recording this. But it was sort of like Aang had in The Last Airbender. Not quite, but it's sort of like that, where there was that one part where he's getting to fight with one of the Fire Nation kids, and he's just moving all around, and the guy can't hit him. That's a Chinese martial art, and I always have a problem with Chinese martial arts, except Jeet Kune Do, which I also learned. But I'm definitely a grasshopper and not a master or even a student of that. So we'll just say dedicated.
You traveled all the way home to walk your sister to school.
It was only a dozen light years, like a day's cruise. It's not like I was going to Earth or something. My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her.
Oh, yeah, that's
swear,
not good.
she just
That's no
flowed
means no.
around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk, and there's blood everywhere.
Yep, that's what you do. You basically use his momentum. So she probably just basically pushed him, and all his weight went right on his face.
That's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell.
So that was nice of her,
Before they took him
too.
to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was going to end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. She
Good.
hugged him.
Mike learned a lesson
The
that day.
Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before, not after.
Your sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I've enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me
Well, that's Tennyson.
and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known.
Where's that from
Cities
Tennyson?
Of men and manners,
Notes from
climates,
something or other.
councils, governments.
Oh, yeah, it is Tennyson. Hey, hey! Ha ha ha! Let me see. I'm bored now. What's this crap? It's always, I always like that one, or you read poetry. Well, I don't want to sit there and go, you read poetry, because, again, you can't judge a book by its cover. And again, she's in, the reason I know poetry is because I was reading that during, like, deployments as well. It's, I don't know what kind of psychological thing it is, but when you're in something that's, you're in a circumstance that's so violent and stressful and chaotic, it is good for your mindset in order to alleviate that stress in a healthy manner. A lot of people, well, you see the crime statistics of poor people in America now. They alleviate that stress by lashing out and doing violence. which does help them, but it doesn't help them in a very good way, and of course it hurts others. So something like poetry, art. I knew a guy that would sit there and he would just basically do like pencil, like those charcoal pencils. Remember those pencils where you would unwrap them? He would do like these little charcoal paintings all the time when he was sitting there. And then of course you have a couple, you know, you always have a couple people that were reading the Bible or the Torah, whatever, you know, their religion dictates. I would read a lot of Bruce Lee philosophy, not his martial arts stuff or about his career, but he had a lot of stuff, a lot of terms on philosophy, and mostly it was like your emotions. If you let your emotions rule you, they will change who you are. So you always have to rein in your emotions, look at things with logic and reason. It's okay to have emotions and to be emotional about something, but you have to encompass that emotional ball with reason, logic, and compassion. So, anyways, so I'm just gonna try to sit here and say I've always liked that one.
I didn't know you liked classical literature.
That's not what I want to say.
Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he
Oh, was it
repeated
Ulysses?
He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Does he still like it?
What the
I
hell?
sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home.
Oh,
Dad passed on a few
that's
years
very
back.
sweet.
He's probably still watching, though. So behave.
Oh, she's religious. Ah, now I know why my friend said everybody didn't like Ashley and automatically tagged her with the space races. Oh, if there's one thing in the gaming, with gaming individuals, like the casual gaming people, oh my God, listen, if you treat your atheism and bark at people who are religious, telling them that they're stupid or it's unwarranted or trying to attack their faith with science and logic and reason, especially in other areas where you're found to be hypocritical, especially when it comes to science. Not going to mention anything current or a lot of things current, but if you do that, then you're just as bad as a religious zealot. You're just as bad. So if you're an atheist and you're doing that, stop it. You know, if people want to believe in something, we all have one common denominator. Every single one of us, whether you don't like somebody, you do like somebody, you love somebody, you hate somebody, we're all gonna die. Everyone's gonna die. So if somebody wants to believe in stuff like that, let them believe in it. Now, I might be a little hypocritical because I go on ghost videos and I say how they're debunked, but I do that because these people are asking people for money, right? They have ghost channels and stuff like that, and they want people to spend money, and I think that's horrible, doing fake ghost videos. So when I debunk them, I'm just sitting there trying to tell people, hey, listen, it's okay to believe in ghosts. If you think there's paranormal stuff and all that kind of stuff, don't give these people money. That's fake. This is fake. That's fake. So I know I'm trying to reason around my hypocrisy, as it were, but listen, I don't know if there's ghosts. I don't. I would say right now, from a rational standpoint, I would say I don't believe in ghosts, because why would a ghost, especially like cemeteries, they go to cemeteries, why would a ghost stay in the cemetery? Right? Why would a ghost stay in their same house? Like, if you were a ghost, wouldn't you sit there? Wouldn't be the most haunted place in the world be Fiji beaches? Like, you're at the beach at Fiji? Wouldn't that be the I would think. Or just like the top of Mount Everest or something. Or hanging out with animals. That would be cool. There's probably a lot of ghosts just hanging out with, like, snow leopards. And I'll say from the afterlife. Yeah.
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
I'm not going to say I do too, because I don't believe Shepard believes in a God. I don't think my Shepherd doesn't believe in a god. Everything bad, all this bad stuff that's happened to him, I think he's having a crisis of faith. How about we say that? He's having a crisis of faith. His parents were religious, but more spiritual rather than religious, and ceremony and stuff like that. No prayers before bed or anything of that nature. But they believed in a greater architect of the universe, say, for example. But Shepherd in particular is sitting there just saying, I don't know if there's a God, I don't know if there isn't a God. So he's a deist. But he's saying, I'm not relying on a God, because everything I've come through on my own accord. But he's going to say, of course not, because of course he doesn't have a problem with that. Why would her believing in God have anything bad to do with our mission?
Everyone has the right to believe what they want. Says so in the Alliance Charter. Only with fancier words.
I'm glad you're open-minded about it. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez. Hello, have you people looked out the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something? I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
It's alright. I think you're a really fleshed out character. Well, I'm not going to say that to her. Hey, Ashley, I think you're a really fleshed out character. But I think she is. And now I do understand why she gets so much hate. One, they probably took that dog comment out of context, meaning that, you know, all aliens are dogs, when in fact she was saying humans are the dogs, and the aliens are the benevolent, are the people in that scenario, and they're going to sick us even though they love us, right? So I thought it was a very good analogy, to tell you the truth. I don't know why so many people might have misconstrued that, but that's the only. I do understand the one where she's like, all the aliens look like animals to me. I could see how that was not great writing. And I understand people would probably take how people could take that out of context. But if you do know context, and if you aren't indoctrinated in some way, you understand that she was just saying, you know, these guys look like badgers, and these guys look like, you know, elephants, and this looks like a big stupid jellyfish. But then the God thing. So yeah, it's all right. She believes in God, and she wants to know that her Father's watching over her, and she has a great freaking family unit, which most people nowadays probably can't even comprehend. I couldn't comprehend it. I mean, I comprehend it because I have friends that are family that I see supporting each other, loving each other, you know, husband and wife staying loyal to each other, backing each other up, supporting each other. The wife basically knows that she is, you know, she stays at home, she takes care of the house, she organized things for the children to make it easier for her husband to go out there and climb the career ladder. See, so that and the guy knows that unfortunately he's going to have to sacrifice some things, because being a guy ain't easy. Especially being a husband and a father, that isn't easy either. There's a lot of times where you're sitting there going, I wish I could just stay home and play with my kids. As this is from my friends stating this. But you have to provide everything. So I know guys that go to dangerous jobs and they worry all the time, what if something happens to me? What's going to happen to my wife? What's going to happen to my kids? So it's not easy for a mother or a father. Because the mother is just like, even if you do everything right, your kids might get bad influences in their life or something like that. And, all right, how are we doing?
What's your opinion on the last
mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's
okay.
story about her and her mom not.
I'm not sure
right,
I believe it either.
That makes sense. Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands.
We'll talk later, Williams.
Okay, so she's saying the same thing on that one.
Skipper.
Caden doesn't say anything else though. So Rex says something else. Garrus says something else. Let me sell here.
Looking for supplies?
No, I just came here to shoot the shit.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Let's see. Now, the last time we talked to Tally, Adam say anything different?
Something I can do for you, Commander.
Oh.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Alright, so Tally was having trouble sleeping last time. Let's see what she's got here.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Oh, cool. Okay. So I'm going to say you seem happy.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Starin's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
Okay, like what?
What are you hoping to find?
Usually, people bring back something like a derelict ship we can use for salvage. But I need something bigger. There's a lot expected of me.
Oh, you lost your accent there. Okay.
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can
Oh my
overrule
god, I got a whole bunch of
the
royalty
conflict
here.
for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
I was just gonna say that, you're royalty.
So are you some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
Preferential?
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up, but it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
Okay.
It must be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage. Something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
Well, I mean, you're already here. You're with me. Me! Commander frickin' Shepard, man. We're gonna save the galaxy.
The work you're doing here is more important than anything any Quarian has ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll
And the average Quarian citizen doesn't mean much to me.
Even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
Oh god, don't even tell me. Listen, if I can get the Geth to reprogram and go out and live as a sentient species, as long as they can't reproduce, because I don't think they can reproduce. They don't have, you know, even though they got the symbiosis of being together and having a hive mind, I don't think they have the ability to clone themselves or create new ones. We haven't heard that yet. So if that has not happened, I'm not going to wipe them out. I'm not going to be a genocidal maniac.
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Yeah, your problems. You and I are probably going to come head to head with your problems. If you try to dismantle a Geth that's independent, you and I are going to definitely have problems.
What was your father like?
It wasn't easy growing up as the daughter of one of the Admiralty. Even before he joined the board, he was a prominent figure. People looked to him for leadership. He had to set an example, and he expected the same of his daughter. Plus, he was pretty strict, a military man through and through. He never allowed me to settle for anything less than excellence. As a kid, I sometimes felt like he was pushing me too hard. But now, I'm old enough to appreciate what he taught me. The world doesn't owe us anything. If we want something in life, we have to earn it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. No wonder this video game is considered a classic. That is something awesome. Yes. Yes, that's how a father should be. Yes, you don't like him when he's pushing you hard, when he's telling you to be better, when he's telling you to get your ass up after you fall and to keep going. And to tell you exactly that the world isn't going to be handing you stuff on a little blanket. I mean, moms are the nurturing ones. Dads are the ones that tell you how life is. Moms really tell you how life can be. You know, it's just, especially within the family circle.
Sounds like a tough upbringing. You don't resent your father at all?
What?
Like I said, it wasn't easy.
I didn't want to say resenting your
father.
father.
You bond with, and he wasn't around all that much. Too busy. People counted on him, and he took his duties seriously. Even when he was around, he always seemed a bit distant, like his mind was always somewhere else. Come to think of it, I can't ever remember seeing him smile. Not once. It's like he was always weighed down by all that responsibility. I mean, I know he cares about me, but he never really showed it, not in the usual way. I guess the best thing I can say about my father is that I respect him.
No, he showed you love. You just didn't see it. But yeah, being a man with a lot of responsibilities is not, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, and you are weighed down by the responsibility, but you keep on doing it. But there's signs of love there. There's always signs of love with a father and his kids, and his big showing of love is pushing you to what you are. You're an engineering genius, and the reason you're like that is because your dad saw that potential and he nurtured it, and he pushed you to be better, even better than you were. And you almost got killed by a bunch of assassins, and you escaped that, so you can handle yourself in a fight. You're not a great fighter, but you can handle yourself in a fight. All these things are with your father. But what about Quarian mothers? I'm interested.
Where was your mother in all this?
Mother was around, but she always seemed to kind of blend into the background. Almost like she was overshadowed by my father. He tends to do that to people. She passed on about 5 years ago. Some airborne virus that swept through the fleet. Happens sometimes when the filters start to break down. I think my father took it pretty hard. After she was gone, he became even more focused on his work. I think that was his way of dealing with the grief.
Absolutely was. Yeah, it absolutely was. And your mother wasn't in the background. Your mother was doing, like, very, very important stuff. And the reason he's more focused on his work is, guess what? Mom was helping him alleviate a lot of necessities that he didn't have to deal with of life, just living in general. She took care of all that stuff, so that burden of responsibility was a lesser burden. See, that's... So Quarians are just like, you know, humans in that regard. So if you got a high-ranking man, his wife, you know, is in the background. You don't hear too much about her because she's doing all that stuff in order for him to do those greater things. And so yeah, he's probably focused so much on his work, and it's probably going to kill him because she's not there to deal with all that stuff. But yeah, she's never in the background, believe me. Not to him. Not to your father.
I want to talk about something else.
To your father,
Like
she was the focus, and all that weighted responsibility was something he had to deal with. But your mother is something that he enjoyed and loved dealing with. Alright, we already dealt with all that stuff, but...
I should go.
See you later.
So, actually, I mean, all these conversations with Tally, with Garrus, with Rex, and with Ashley, God, so great. So great. And I do love this game. Oh, cue elevator music. And I do love this game for that aspect alone, and the lore. But the characters, yeah. I can see it, man. I can see where everybody is so enamored with this game when it comes to the characters. They're human, they're not agenda. Hey, wait a minute. This was my locker, right? Where the hell's my locker? Oh, man. Alright, okay. So there's my equipment. Boom. I get another one. Okay, so I get a bullet mod and another... Oh, I don't have another mod. I got rid of another... 336, dude! You know what? Get behind me, homeboy. Get behind me. Yeah, this Predator. I'm gonna have to give this to Keenan. I keep calling him Keenan.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Well, they know about the stonewalling you've had from the Council.
Oh, he does say something different. He didn't before.
They deserve to know what we're up against.
They're on your side. They're pissed about the resistance we're getting, especially from our side. I'll have a better handle on all of it when my head stops hurting. Another L2 flare-up.
Oh, man. I'm worried about him.
Ever thought about going back under the knife? Maybe get an upgrade?
No thanks, Commander. One slip and you can't remember your own name. The L2s spike higher anyway. My abilities would drop with pain-free L3s. That'd be a cold day before I turn myself over to a Canadic subsidiary.
Got a story there, Olenko?
You know the records about the biotic training out on Jump Zero? They're all classified. Because
oh no, he did say this.
Made mistakes. After first contact, Canadics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Canadics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
Oh, okay. No, I don't think he said this.
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. Hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and EZO. Forget trying to get the kids to move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs. And their choice of teachers didn't help much.
I'm sure Canadics did what they thought was best.
It wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus. A real hard-ass. He basically had a free pass to break us if it would turn out a decent biotic. Kind of spiraled from there, Commander.
Oh.
Did he ever face charges for that?
He got his, yeah. But like everything else at Jump Zero, it was under the table. The less said, the better. Anyway, this is ancient stuff. I walked it off a long time ago. I should get back to my duties, Commander. We're here to make history, not rehash it.
Alright.
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Okay, so Caden isn't the XO. Presley is. I thought Caden might be. I doubt Chalquist is going to say anything.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
I should go. I should go. Okay. So Caden... it isn't exactly fleshed out like everybody else. He's got his own personal demons for sure. Alright, I'm just going to talk to Presley. I know this is going to be a long episode, even when we cutting stuff out.
Yes, Commander?
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, next time we're going to do... we are doing... The missing survey team. We do have Codex. Alright, so she already talked about the law and defense. So this is just rehashing. Military doctrine, yeah. Sun Tzu's maxim, he who tries to defend everything defends nothing. That's true. That should be said something right now. People should be telling people on Twitter. And I'm not talking about like Elon Musk taking over Twitter. I'm talking about just a lot of things. I won't get into too much, but there is a certain thing with the Supreme Court that's going on, and people don't understand how the Constitution works. So you have this one side, these one crazy sides that think that something's going to be illegal when that's not the case. It's going to go to the states, and then the voters decide. So, you know, it's just, when I see something like that, I go, God, why don't we teach this in school? But yeah, if you defend everything, you defend nothing. Alright, so biotics and such. So next time we are going to go and find this missing survey team. Yeah, we're doing a lot of side quests. But until that comes around, thanks for joining me on this endeavor of talking to the crew. I hope it wasn't too talky for you. I do tend to ramble on. I do like to dissect that. I like to be Shepard. I like to try to get into my character here, and getting into Shepard's head. It's a little harder when there's a voice protagonist, and it kind of irritates me with some of the stuff that pops out of his mouth. But I try to get into Shepard's head of how he'll do things. As you can tell, like last episode, Balak, we let him go to save people. And what you're seeing here is a shift in Shepard, where he was faced with his first obstacle of the mission comes first. There he was dealing with Katie. He heard Katie, he heard someone get shot in the head because Katie wouldn't talk. So there was an honor regard in that, and he couldn't just let her die because she showed integrity, honor, and bravery and courage. And being brave is not just doing something because you're afraid. Bravery is being afraid, but doing the right thing because it's the right thing. And so Katie did that, and therefore letting Balak go in order to save her and the other engineers who were also brave, but we didn't hear as much. But she was the talking point for all the other engineers, Simon and all the other ones that were with her. And the dead ones that we found. So we have a little shift. We have a little thought shift here. If we didn't do that Balak asteroid mission before we talked to Garrus, we might have agreed with Garrus that blow up the ship. Maybe civilians die, but it doesn't matter. The hostages die as long as we get that guy. But now he's not so sure about that stuff. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Get off my interlawn.